Well, hope you're having a great day. Today we are bringing you part of our DBPR and DRE license law series, some information about complaints to the department and when they do office inspections. There's a picture of me. My name is Adam Ouellette. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I am an attorney here in Broward County for the past coming up on 15 years, and I have a license to teach real estate school. And I've done about 4,000 plus closings. I've been involved in various complaints over the years representing brokers and agents and their brokers. And so I wanted to bring you some information about the complaint process, what they do when they come in, if they do spot checks, or if they're doing a check when somebody files a complaint. I want to give you an overview of that, and feel free to email me. I'm going to be referring to a form letter that I have. If you want a copy of it, please let me know at Broward-law.com. My email address will be at the end if you'd like a copy of it. But it is the form letter that the state uses, thanks to my friend Howard Elfman, who gave it to me, who was in a continuing education class where he got this from one of the investigators who was speaking. So short sales top the list still for various complaints to the state. The next on that list is escrow deposits. So mistakes on escrow deposits, not getting them, not cashing the checks, losing the checks, not making sure they're in timely, that kind of stuff is always important to know that there's lots of complaints that come from that. And it's one of the easiest things that you can do in a real estate transaction as a buyer's agent or seller's agent to not follow up on. You could be the buyer's agent and forget to pick up a check or lose the check, but if you're the listing agent, you've got a responsibility to the seller to check up on those things when they're due. That's one of the reasons why when I do the FAR contract review, I tell people if you can help it, don't get additional deposits, because it's just something else that you could forget to do. So most of the time nowadays, they come and do an inspection because there's a complaint that's filed by the consumer. They just don't have the kind of staff that they used to have because of budget cuts to do spot checks much anymore. They still do it. They'll walk right in the door and they'll ask to see files, recent files. They'll go and choose ones they want. They'll say, "Where are your files kept?" After they walk in the door, they'll ask about various other things, which we'll go through a little bit more here. But they still do them. And so understand that at any time during the normal business hours, somebody from the Division of Real Estate, an inspector, they call themselves investigation specialists from the Bureau of Enforcement, can walk in the door. So when they walk in the door, it's kind of a bit of a problem for most brokers, because it's like, whoa, what are you doing here? The other way they do it is they do send a letter to set an appointment, which happens more often than not, like we said, where they'll ask you to call and or email, and they'll set a time and day to come in to do the spot check or the inspection. So what happens? Investigators are all different, but they're the same. They're bound by the law and they're bound by their department, and they always have a checklist that they use. I've seen these checklists over the years. I haven't seen them in some time, but they have a checklist that they use, and they can follow that checklist to the letter, or they can be more general. I've seen this lady that did an inspection on a brokerage a bit ago. Very nice. Just walked in, asked for 3 files. Random files, checked them. The broker didn't hold escrow, and she was gone in half a day. I've seen other inspections that take 2 weeks. So when you have escrow account and escrow deposits, they could be there for quite some time, because they check into everything with that kind of stuff if they have the time to do that. So, and if there's been a complaint about an escrow problem, as we stated before, they may be there for a week, sometimes longer. So that's why I say to everybody in my classes, I tell them, be really careful with escrow deposits. So what do they look at when they come up to the office? They'll look at the entrance signs, and then they're going to want to look at all interior signs so they can check that stuff off their list. the law for that is online. I'm not going to get into that today. We just don't have enough time because this is only going to be a short webcast on this. They're going to ask to see what agency disclosures the office uses. And then the other thing they have the right to ask for is any record that will ensure compliance with Statute 475 or Rule 61J2 of the Florida Administrative Code, which is pretty broad. So they can take a look at whatever they want as far as complying with those statutes and making sure that the office is in compliance. The next big thing, like we said, if there is an escrow account, they are going to take a look at quite a few things, including monthly reconciliations for the past 6 months, bank statements, canceled checks, and a greater list is on that letter. If you want it, I'll send it to you. We're not going to get in too much of a detail because I just wanted to give you an overview. And then they're going to want to take a look at all sales pending, closed sales transactions, any active, pending, closed, expired, withdrawn, canceled listing files or voided contracts and offers, earnest money deposit disputes if the office has any. They're going to want to take a look at that to see what's happening with that office. And then if there's any property management files, they'll take a look at those as well. So one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to do right by everybody that comes across your doorstep, and really make sure that you keep a real control over your deposits on your contracts. Whether, like I said, whether you're a listing agent or your customer is the buyer, that is the number one reason to have an investigator walk through your door. Aside from stealing money from people. But it's very simple to get caught up in that. So just be very careful. Check what you're doing, calendar it, and just make sure you can document stuff. And I always say to people, especially real estate salespeople, when we talk about this, is to do it through email as much as you can so you can document that you requested the deposits and stuff. If you have any questions, give me a call. I want to thank you for watching. If we work with you already, I want to thank you for working with us. Give us a try on your next closing if you don't work with us. Check out all my content on Real Property U. I'm adding stuff all the time. And for buyers, sellers, short sale sellers, a lot of stuff for you guys as agents. And thanks a lot, and we look forward to talking with you or seeing you at some point in the near future. Have a great day.